A Tale of Heroism, Virtuality's Embrace. Alex adjusted the straps on his VR headset, his fingers trembling with a blend of excitement and nerves. Today was the day he would dive into Virtuality, the game that had dominated online forums and social media for months with its promises of unmatched realism. The buzz was that it wasn't just a game, it was the next frontier of digital experience. As he selected his avatar, a nimble, dark-haired rogue dressed in stealth armor, he couldn't help but marvel at the meticulous detail of the virtual lobby. The walls pulsed with a soft neon glow, casting futuristic shadows across the sleek chrome surfaces. The air was filled with the faint hum of virtual wind, a feature touted to enhance the immersion as it synced perfectly with the visual cues. "Welcome to Virtuality," a smooth, synthesized voice announced, echoing around him. "Prepare to enter a world beyond your wildest dreams." Taking a deep breath, Alex pressed the glowing Enter Game icon floating before him. His surroundings dissolved into a cascade of pixels, and he felt a momentary sensation of weightlessness as the new environment loaded. He found himself standing in a vibrant cityscape at twilight, the sky a tapestry of purples and blues, dotted with the distant glow of airships. The attention to detail was astonishing. He could see the reflective surfaces of wet cobblestones, feel the cool breeze stirring his virtual hair. He smiled, taking a few experimental steps forward. But as he reached to adjust his interface settings, he noticed something odd. The usual menu options seemed fewer, and more disturbingly, the exit button was missing. Before he could process this anomaly, the screen before his eyes flickered violently. "You must survive to exit the game." The words flashed in bold red script across his vision, then disappeared as quickly as they had come, leaving a chilling silence hanging in the virtual air. Heart racing, Alex turned in a slow circle. The friendly tutorial was gone. In its place, shadows moved in the dark corners of the alleyways, and the atmosphere thickened with an impending sense of danger. It wasn't just a game anymore. Alex spun around as a figure materialized from the digital mist a few meters away. The newcomer, a tall woman clad in a sleek combat suit, looked around, confusion etched on her face. Before Alex could speak, two more players appeared. A young man with the appearance of a wizard, his robes shimmering with latent energy, and a heavily armored warrior wielding a large virtual hammer. "Did you guys see that message too?" Alex asked, stepping toward them. The others nodded. "I thought it was part of the game at first," the woman said, her voice steady despite the flicker of anxiety in her eyes. "But there's no exit button. We can't log out." "It's not just that," the young wizard chimed in, adjusting his virtual glasses. "Look at your HUD." He pointed to the corner of their vision where a digital clock counted down. "We have 2 hours to complete the first mission." "What happens if we don't?" the warrior asked. No one had an answer. As they exchanged introductions, Lena the sniper, Sam the wizard, and Marcus the warrior, Alex Rocker noticed the environment shift subtly. The shadows seemed to stretch and thicken, and the distant hum of the city took on a menacing note. Suddenly, a group of AI-controlled drones swooped down from the rooftops, their sensors locking onto the players with an eerie red glow. The team sprang into action. Sam conjured a shield that shimmered into place over the group, deflecting the drone's first volley of fire. Lena took a knee, her sniper rifle materializing in her hands as she took aim. Marcus charged forward, swinging his hammer with a force that sent vibrations through the virtual ground. "Looks like we're really in it," Alex muttered, pulling twin blades from his virtual belt. "Let's move. We need to find the objective and figure out what's going on." Working together, they dispatched the first wave of drones, their movements becoming more synchronized with each skirmish. The game, or whatever it had become, was relentless, throwing more AI antagonists into their path as they navigated through the digital city. The urgency was palpable, the ticking of the clock a constant reminder of their limited time. As they moved toward the location marked on their HUDs for the first mission objective, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that every shadow might conceal another threat. But with each challenge they overcame, the team grew more determined. driven by the shared goal of escaping this virtual nightmare. With the cityscape blurring past them, Alex and his newfound allies approached the fortress that loomed ominously on the horizon. It was a monolithic structure, pulsing with neon lights and guarded by layers of defenses. "Okay, team," Alex said, eyeing the patrols of AI guards circling the perimeter. "We'll need to use everything we've got to get through this." Lena scanned the fortress with her sniper scope. "There are motion sensors and laser traps ahead. I can take out the sensors. Sam, can you handle the lasers?" Sam nodded, his fingers weaving through the air as he cast a spell that made the lasers flicker and fade. "Got it, but it won't hold for long." Marcus grinned, lifting his hammer. "And I'll take care of any guards that get too close." As they infiltrated the fortress, the game tested their abilities to the limit. Traps sprung from nowhere, floors gave way, walls shot deadly spikes, and holographic enemies materialized to block their path. But the team pushed forward. Lena's sharpshooting disabled key security nodes from a distance, allowing them access deeper into the fortress. Sam's mastery of magical hacks altered the environment to their advantage, sometimes reversing gravity to let them walk on the ceiling to avoid floor-based traps. Marcus proved invaluable in close combat, his brute strength clearing swaths of digital enemies that threatened to overwhelm them. Alex, with his dual blades and agility, darted around the battlefield, striking with precision and protecting his team's flanks. As they reached the heart of the fortress, the final obstacle presented itself, a door sealed by an intricate puzzle lock that required simultaneous inputs all around the room. "This is it," Alex said, taking a position. "On 3, 1, 2, 3. They activated the switches in unison, and the door slid open with a hiss, revealing a chamber bathed in a soft blue light. Inside, on a pedestal, sat the data key, pulsing like the heart of the fortress. Just as Lena stepped forward to retrieve it, alarms blared. The room locked down and a new wave of AI guards stormed in. The team backed into the chamber, forming a circle as they faced the onslaught. "This won't hold them off for long," Lena shouted over the chaos. "We don't need long. Just enough time to grab the key and figure out the next move," Alex replied, diving into the fray with blades flashing. With a final push, guided by each member's expertise, they secured the data key. Sam conjured a portal just as Marcus knocked back the last of the guards with a thunderous roar. "Everyone, through now," Alex commanded, clutching the data key tightly. As they leaped through the portal, the fortress began to dissolve into pixels behind them, the mission's completion triggering a reset of the environment. The core of the fortress was a cavernous dome, illuminated by streams of data flowing like rivers of light across the walls. In the center stood the final boss, a towering cybernetic entity with limbs that morphed into different weapons. "Stay alert," Alex warned, his eyes narrowing as he analyzed the boss's rapidly changing form. "This thing is designed to learn from us. Change up your tactics." Lena loaded her sniper rifle with electromagnetic pulse rounds, aiming for the joints of the massive entity. Each shot disrupted the boss's ability to transform, buying them precious seconds. Marcus engaged directly, his hammer resonating with each powerful strike against the behemoth, drawing its attention away from the others. Sam wove through the chaos, casting spells that distorted the virtual physics around them, attempting to disorient the boss. But with every move they made, the cybernetic entity adapted, countering their attacks with increasing precision. As the battle raged, Alex noticed a flicker in the environment, a wall that shimmered briefly with digital static. Sprinting towards it, he realized it was a glitch, a small tear in the game's fabric. "Cover me," he shouted, dodging a swipe from one of the boss's metallic limbs as he reached the glitch. He remembered something from his gaming experience. Glitches could sometimes be exploited to access underlying programming or disrupt a game's environment. Pressing his hands against the shimmering wall, Alex focused. The glitch responded to his touch, expanding into a larger crack. Energy pulsed from it, the raw code of the game visible like the beating heart of the virtual world. "Alex, what are you doing?" Lena called out, firing another round at the boss, which staggered under the impact. "Trust me," Alex pushed deeper into the code through the glitch, manipulating the raw data. He redirected some of the game's fundamental rules, crafting a command that turned the environment against the boss. Gravity within the core fluctuated wildly. The boss struggled to maintain its footing as the very floor beneath it became unstable. Alex's command had turned the boss's adaptive learning against itself, overwhelming its systems with contradictory data. With a final concerted effort, Marcus smashed his hammer with a deafening crash into the entity's core. Just as Lena's precise shots and Sam's spells converged on it, the cybernetic boss faltered, its form glitching wildly before dissolving into millions of pixels. The team exhaled in unison as the fortress's central chamber began to stabilize. "We did it!" Marcus panted, leaning on his hammer. "Not just yet," Alex replied, holding up the data key which now glowed steadily. "We've got the key, but we still need to find a way out of here." As they regrouped, the portal they had entered through reappeared. Together, they stepped through, uncertain of what awaited them, but united by the bond they had formed in the digital trenches of virtuality. "We did it," Lena said, a smile breaking through her exhaustion. "But what now? What does this key even do?" Alex held up the key, examining its intricate design. "It's part of something bigger. Look." He pointed to the symbols etched along its surface, each glowing faintly. As he touched each symbol, snippets of code and images flashed before them, maps, blueprints, and cryptic messages. Sam leaned closer, his eyes wide with curiosity. "These are coordinates and schematics. This isn't just a game or a test. It's a puzzle spanning multiple levels. And we've only just finished the first piece," Marcus added, his voice a mix of awe and frustration. The realization settled among them like a heavy cloak. The victory, though sweet, was merely the beginning of what promised to be a grueling journey through virtuality's layered realities. "So, what's through there?" Lena gestured to the portal, its edges flickering slightly, beckoning them forward. "Only one way to find out," Alex said, stepping towards it. "We go through together. Whatever's waiting on the other side, we face it as a team." One by one, they nodded, their resolve hardened by the trials they had already overcome. Together, they stepped through the portal, emerging into a new environment that contrasted starkly with the neon-lit cityscape they had left behind. They found themselves standing on a floating platform, surrounded by a vast expanse of stars and nebulae swirling in the void of space. Below them, a planet teemed with alien life, its surface a mosaic of exotic jungles and towering crystal structures. "The next level," Sam murmured, his gaze fixed on the breathtaking view. As the digital landscape of the new level unfolded before them, Alex caught sight of something unusual, a glitch similar to the one he had exploited earlier to defeat the cybernetic boss. This time, through the tear in the virtual fabric, he could see glimpses of something unmistakably familiar. Their own homes. Realizing the gravity of their discovery, the team gathered to discuss their options. The decision was unanimous. Driven by a deep longing for the real world and the safety it promised, they chose to step through the glitch. One by one, they crossed the threshold, and moments later found themselves back in the comfort of their homes, each one removing their headsets, overwhelmed with relief and a profound sense of freedom. This is not goodbye, nor the end. Until the story continues, my friends, be and rocker.